Okay, fellas, this is a Hatsan Bully, and I've been having trouble adjusting the trigger on it. And I found out that the plate that covers the trigger assembly was loose, both screws. And when I inspected it, what I found was the top pin that's right here. That pin wasn't tight at all, wasn't pinned in, it was just moving back and forth. And that pin is what scares the safety lever. And then there's a ball bearing and a spring that go in this hole right here. And that ball bearing had dropped down into the bottom of the plate and was catching on the trigger. And if you look at the trigger goes, it sits on, get it in there, it sits on that pin. If you look at the trigger, you'll see that there is a lot of shiny damage because this ball bearing fell out and got down here and started to get jammed against the safety lever. So what I need to do with this is I need to secure the pin that holds the safety lever, and then put the ball bearing and the spring back in, and then secure this plate properly with some blue Loctite. Now the ball bearing, what it does is the safety lever has like two little holes in it, and the ball bearing locks into those holes like a clicking mechanism to keep the safety in place. Now this is a plate that goes over this, and this plate was completely loose. I mean, it was a good 1/4 inch off of that trigger, and that's why I was having so much trouble with the trigger adjustment. So if you're having like a really stiff trigger, or you're having trouble adjusting your trigger, or your trigger is just 1 minute it's 3 pounds, the next minute it's 8 pounds, you need to check this area, because it's a possibility that it's either loose or the ball bearing has fallen down and has locked against the trigger and the safety. So one of the guys, I don't know, it was Hunter One or who said it, but he works on a lot of Hatsans, and he said, you know, you need to check your Hatsans when you get them, because sometimes they're not tight. And I'm beginning to believe that. So just to be aware, this has been my trigger problem. It's not the adjustment at the back of the trigger. It's actually this plate that covers the trigger assembly and the safety. And it's allowed this to have so much play that the safety switch kicked the ball bearing out, and the ball bearing's rolling around in the bottom, and I just was having fits with it. So this is an informative video on your trigger assembly on a Hatsan Bully. Take care, guys, till my next video. Thank you very much.